Hey, what's up, sir? So, just wanted to get you a video. Um, she's done. She's ready to go. uh, Please don't mind the mess behind me. Okay, so let's show you what I did. Which, by the way, I was gonna ask you that emitter arrived. Pretty. I don't know if it's gonna get in focus. That emitter cap arrived pretty beat up. I can take some 000 grit, whatever that's steel wool. That's what it's called, steel wool. I can take some steel wool and get that out if you want. You did have a big gash line here and a big gash line here, and I buffed those out. I can buff that out too if you want, unless you wanted it to look like that on purpose. Maybe some slight weathering, not sure. But so here's kind of some info as to what I did. Uh, so a couple things. One of your prongs on here was broken off, one of the wires. So I pulled out that connector and rewired it. This was loose, so if I were you in the future with your installs, there's a couple things I would really suggest. Get that Russian military grade wire. It's night and day difference. Number one. Number two, I would really start to use flux on your joints and cut shorter joints or shorter tails or whatever they're called, leads from the wires. Uh, and then there was that's another thing. I don't like doing drop shipping for my parts because I can't test them myself, and I'm pretty sure with your order this chassis was drop shipped to you. Well, I think they did an edit on it. They put like an extra little lip up here on the sides, and that didn't really allow for the female to fully slide in when I have special glue attached. So I saw what you were doing with, I think it's CA glue, if that's my guess as to what that was. I don't recommend that. I used to do that myself, didn't like it. I recommend two of these, one with black hot glue and another one with clear hot glue. And then you'll know kind of what areas to use what color. So I put a little bit on there to, number one, hold this in place, and number two, so I did a dab here and a dab there, and then I did a third dab right there to block the leads right there. And then I put some on your Profi board, one right at the top on that black MOSFET, just a little dab, two on the sides here about mid-range, and then two little dabs right at the end underneath there to kind of hold her in place. And then so that's yeah, and then so basically I had to shave off these lips just to make this nice and flush. I noticed that one of your prongs here was a little beat up, so I tried bending it kind of back into shape a little bit. It's not perfect, but I got it working at least. And then there's the female up there. I put some protector tape up there in case the Profi ever like comes loose. It'll bump up into that protector tape, and it should protect it from shorting. Well, I have the chassis, or I have the chamber screwed in there. Well, anyway, so yeah, I took some, and that's another thing too I like about these. It's got a nice long pointed tip on this particular hot glue gun. And then, you can fold these down and get pretty darn good in there. Anyway, so I got some hot glue on the sides there, and I kind of had to go back, smooth it out, put some in, go back, smooth it out, cut some away with the X-Acto knife, go back, smooth it out, just until you got to do that until you kind of finally get it right where it fits tight. So I recommend that, especially because when you go back to fix anything, if you ever need to, hot glue is a lot easier to remove than CA glue. Not only to get the parts out, but if you ever need to like refresh a glue on, you're not having to shave off that really stuck CA glue so that you're not layering and layering and layering as parts don't fit as well. This is way better, trust me. Anyway, so that's that. I did also put some hot glue into that because that PCB was loose as well. The PCB was loose, so I glued the PCB to the PCB holder, but I think your PCB holder is loose too. I don't really want to mess with it too much, but it's sitting down in there, so I don't think you really have to mess with it anyway. So yeah, oh, and I see that you used the long pins on here and on the top of the crystal chamber. I didn't design this or intend it for that, so I don't know how you got it to work. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I designed it for the short pins, so anyway. So make sure I keep this in the screen so you're not just staring at my ugly face. Anyway, so yeah, got the reveal board sitting nice and flush in there, looking gorgeous. Kind of a trick or a secret to getting the reveal board to fit better. That blue fuse thingy, you kind of want to go to the underside and kind of shave it down a little bit. That's just what I do. Kind of gets it to sit a little more flush. You really still can't tell the difference. It's 3D. It's looking realistic. So it gives you a little more space there. I saw what you did with soldering the other contacts underneath there. I don't do that. Hot glue, hot glue, hot glue. And the reason I don't do it underneath the board is because I actually shave off some of the bottom of the board and thin it out a little bit. So again, just more, it gives you more space in this tiny cramped area. Besides also using those Russian wires, which are much, much thinner than what you had. So yeah, got it to sit flush. And then the other catch is, I don't know, the stories and comments that I've heard about these helper boards and Gen 1 and Gen 2 of these helper boards, I replaced yours with my spare one that I had, but I'm not sure what gen this is, but this is the exact same one I had. I don't even think these new little micro buttons that they put on here work. I mean, I could swear that, and this is not shaved. I mean, none of these were shaved. These are left alone, and the buttons don't hit. They don't get all the way. So what I did is basically I took a couple, like 2 layers of electrical tape and little slits, folded them, and shoved them in between the button and these buttons to fill that gap. It works. It's working for me. I haven't had any complaints from anybody, so that's what I do to make that work. It's kind of I don't know. It's sophisticated design, but it's also just, it seems flawed to me, but I'm not the designer on that, so I don't know. What do I know? All right, so you got your kill switch in here. We'll pop that bad boy. Did I not put it in all the way? Oh, yeah. I didn't have the chassis pushed in all the way. All right. So you got to make sure it makes a little, tiny little sound to make sure it's up in there all the way. All right, so yeah, you pop the kill, got the arrow blinkies going. Push that card back in. Top is power. Bottom is aux. You hold it for clash. I like the sound font you have. I have to ask you which one it is. Is it K-Sith? Because I don't think it's Kyber. It sounds more less synthetic. It sounds more real. I don't know. Sounds good though. So yeah. Sorry, to retract the blade on mine, you have to hold the power button. Anyway, so here is the crystal chamber you got from me that threads in and out. I want to show you that that bad boy is working, and she's looking purty. I don't know if I mentioned this when you got this crystal chamber from me, but this little channel here on the side is designed so that if you tap the threads here with a little greebly, you can interlock it, and then when you pull this out and you twist it, then this whole thing is still feeling like it's one piece. So let me know if you want me to tap that. I'll just do it for free for you. I just love it when it's all comes together, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, let me know what you think and if you want me to work on that too. And I think everything else is good. Yeah, your static emitter, it's got a little bit of scratches on there. I can buff that out too. I can also drill a hole in that middle to make a shine through in here if you want. I've done that on some hilts. It's pretty cool. And then your static pommel has a couple scratches on there too. Let me know if you want me to buff those out. But yeah, man, I know that originally I talked a longer time frame. Honestly, like I mentioned, I just say long time frames so that it gives me a window of work, right? Because I work full time. This is not my full-time gig. This is just kind of a side hobby when I get squeeze a little free time out there. Got 3 kids, full-time job, which my full-time job sometimes I have to work after hours or on my days off. Yeah. So anyway, hope you're excited. I'm glad I got this done for you, and I should be able to have it shipped out to you by this Thursday or Friday. So anyway, may the force be with you.